Now we're going to talk about a team who won the Super Bowl a few years back and then kind of was disappointing last year due to a lot of injuries, and that's the Eagles. Um, Berto, tell me, how close are the Eagles to returning to the Super Bowl form we saw them in?
I think the Eagles are just a couple years away going back to Super Bowl form. I think with the additions in the draft, like Jalen Rieger, is a very good selection in my opinion. I want to talk about him a little bit more right now. Jalen Rieger was a bold selection for the Eagles with Justin Jefferson still on the board, but I absolutely love the pick. I think it's gonna really help the Eagles fill that need at wide receiver with a deep threat this season. I think the potential is totally there. I think he could become like the next Deshaun Jackson, in my opinion. I think with Carson Wentz throwing the ball, I think he could do enormous things for that offense next year. Now I know his his quarterback play at TCU wasn't the best. I know he had some drops, but with Carson Wentz throwing the ball instead of the TCU quarterback at that time, I think that he's going to have so much better value in that offense and is going to really improve the offense. So you could see that offense being top 15, even top 10 next year. So
Yeah, and I would add with the Eagles, they drafting Jalen Hurts instead of the other players that were there. I mean, it's definitely a missed opportunity, but I don't think it'll prevent them from being contenders. I mean, you mentioned Jalen Rieger. They're getting Deshaun Jackson back, who early in the season last year was actually really a help for Carson Wentz as a deep threat. And so he'll be back. You got Zach Ertz there, obviously, but Miles Sanders, their rookie running back last year, I think for the Eagles, that offense to take the next step and be able to compete like in the playoffs, like seriously, they need Miles Sanders to have more of an impact. I mean, maybe he'll get it done in his second year, but he wasn't doing anything very impressive last year, and he needs to be better. But on the defensive side of the ball, you think they added Darius Slay, they got Nickel Roby-Coleman to help in the secondary. I think these are great defensive moves because a lot of their weaknesses were in the secondary. They were battling injuries last year. But overall, I don't think they're quite to Super Bowl form yet. But this year, I think they have the potential to be a scary playoff team in the NFC.
So I like your takes on the Eagles. I want to show you what I think about their draft selection. I think it was trash. I don't like the picks. I don't like what they did. I don't think they filled the position. Jalen Rager is a great player, but I think he's a plug-and-play slot. I don't think he's going to be a high-produce player to start off as. And they got him in, 21st pick, I think? Yeah, 21st pick, they got Jalen Rager. And then you get Jalen Hurts. I don't understand that pick at all. Maybe they thought they could do something like a Taysom Hill with him, maybe a backup quarterback because, Wentz can't go, a season without getting injured. And then you go get, you get Davian Taylor. That was a good pick for Colorado. I like him. I watched a lot of him in the Pac-12. But, I mean, I don't see it. I think they needed some playmakers, and Rager, I like him, but I think they really needed, a stretch 6'4", an Alshon Jeffrey, but not an Alshon Jeffrey. I think, Michael Pittman would have been great. Laviska Shenault would have been a great pick for him. Even Brandon Ayuk would have been a great pick for him. He stretches the field a little bit more. Jalen Rager, I know he had a little bit of little raw quarterback play at TCU with Javon Boykin and, difference of TCU players, but and they weren't that good in general. But I need to see it. It could turn out to be a great pick. First round, 21st pick, I think they needed a lot more holes to fill than slot receiver.